ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। नमो ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा। uh, so we are starting the shloka today, 10.22. So 10th chapter, the opulence of the absolute, that we are seeing, and in that the important shloka we will see, that is 10.22. Let's see this. Okay, we'll recite the shloka first 3 times so that we will remember this, and then we'll see the translation and purport. Small shloka, small translation, small purport. And so Bhagavad Gita 10th chapter is known for the opulence of the absolute. Means Lord Krishna, who is the supreme personality of Godhead, he is describing his own opulence in this chapter. And from Sloka number 19 to 42, Lord Krishna describes his vibhutis. Vibhutis means vibhuti. This chapter is also known as Vibhuti Yoga. Vibhuti means Lord's opulences. So, Lord's opulence is limitless. Like he has so many opulences that he has everything in his full, like all six opulences we say, that is in full Shadaishwarya Purna Bhagwan. So this all the opulences of the Lord are limitless. They don't have any limit. They are unlimited opulences. So our limited senses will not allow us to see the or understand the opulences of the Lord. But that's why Lord is describing here his own opulences, because if we see the opulence, we will see, no, this is not the opulence. This is we will feel the enmity because I don't have it. So means even Lord Krishna was having 16,000 wives, 16,108. Many people say that oh, Krishna was having so many wives, and once Gaurang Prabhu was telling in his class that many materialistic people, they tell that Krishna, how Krishna is your God, he has so many wives. Gaurang Prabhu told, what is your problem? You don't have anyone, that's why that is your problem. So it was funny, but Lord's opulence, he is limitless, Shadaishwarya Purna, and we are limited, we are imperfect, we are not perfect, we don't even control our anything, like we don't even control our bowel movement. Then how we uh, feel that we will understand the Lord's limitless opulences? So here in the Vibhuti Yoga, it's very important and nice to understand Lord's Vibhuti, so that we will remember the Lord when we see that Vibhuti. So Lord is saying that in every shloka of this, from 19 to 42, Lord is saying that I am the one of the, in that, like in the Adityas, one Aditya is Lord, and then in one of the Rudras, Lord is one of the Rudra, that is Lord Shiva. So in this shloka also, Lord is saying that I am the one who is the, you can remember me while you are observing that thing. So in the 10.22, we will see the details. First, we'll read the shloka, recite the shlokas, and then we'll see the details. What Lord is saying here in this shloka. Okay, Hare Krishna. Vedanam sama vedosmi, devanam asmi vasava, indriyanam manashasmi, bhutanam asmi chetana. Vedanam sama vedosmi, devanam asmi vasava, indriyanam manaschasmi, bhutanam asmi chetana. Vedanam Samavedosmi Devanam Asmi Vasava Indriyanam Manaschasmi Bhutanam Asmi Chetana. Anyone wants to recite?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes, Mataji, please.
Bhagavad-gītā 10.22. Vedanam samavedosmi devanam asmi vasavah indriyanam manaschasmi bhutanam asmi chetana. Translation by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Of the Vedas, I am the Samaveda. Of the demigods, I am Indra, the king of heaven. Of the senses, I am the mind, and in living beings, I am the living force, that is consciousness. Hare Krishna, thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, thank you very much, Mataji. So, in this shloka, Krishna is saying that Vedanam Sama Vedosmi. Krishna is saying four things. That first is among the Vedas. How many Vedas? There are four Vedas. Samaved, Atharvaved, Yajurved, Rigved. So these four Vedas, the sweetest Veda is the Samaved. So in all the four Vedas, the sweet Veda, that is Samaved, is the Lord. So the Lord is saying that I am the Samaveda in all the Vedas. So here, of the Vedas, I am the Samaveda. Then Vedosmi, Devanam Asmi Vasava. Vasava is nothing but, you can see here, word to word translation. The Vasava means heavenly king. And heavenly king, we know the Swargolok Raja, kone? Indra. So Krishna is saying, Devanam Asmi Vasava. I am the king of the heaven. So that among the Devatas, in all of the demigods, I am the king of the heaven, king of the Devatas. That is Indradev. Then Indriyanam Manaschasmi Bhutanam Asmi Chetana. Among the senses, of all the senses, Indriyanam, Krishna is saying, I am the mind. Now you may think that, oh, how does mind is senses? Because mind is a sense, because it's a sense which is after our karmendriya and nanendriya. So our karmendriya, there are five working senses and five knowledge acquiring senses. So five working senses are nothing but a karmendriya. Five knowledge acquiring senses are nothing but a nanendriya. So Jnanendriya we know, its eyes means through we get the knowledge. So eyes, nose, mouth, ear, and skin. They are the five knowledge acquiring senses, and five working senses: two hands, two legs, like that. And among the out after these two, after this 10 senses, five knowledge acquiring senses and five working senses, the 11th one, that is the mind. And the mind is controller of all these senses. And these senses are nothing but sense organs, and they have their sense objects. And that mind controls all the senses. So mind is also a sense. And we say that in the Bhagavad-gītā also it is mentioned that when a mind is in control, everything we can control. So mind controls everything. Mind is a sense. If we control that sense, then we are sensible enough to live in this world. A mind, if we don't control mind, then it is like restless. Hmm. Once one devotee, Sudama Prabhu, was telling that if you listen to your mind, it's like in Hindi he says, जो मन की सुनता है वो कौन है? मन की सुनता है वो monkey. So it's like mind will give you the uh, very which like if mind is not in control, then mind will be your enemy only. In 6.5 also, Bandhuratmasya, in that shloka also Krishna is telling that if a mind is your in your control, means intelligent is higher than the mind. Like our body has this gross elements like earth, water, fire, air, ether, like that body is made up of. And after that, subtle body is mind, intelligence, and false ego. And then inside that, there is a soul. So after the soul, mind is one of the sense who is the strongest among the senses, all the senses, which controls all the sense organs. And when a mind is in control, it's our friend. But if it is not in control, then it's a enemy only. And 99% it's enemy only. So whatever thought we get in the mind while chanting, those thoughts are like to distract us. So not to focus on those thoughts, but to deprive us or to avoid those thoughts, or remove our mind from that thoughts, like remove ourselves from that thought. Okay, you can tell the mind that these thoughts can be like counter later on. Now it's a time for chanting, so I need to chant, I need to and many times it's like happen that many good thoughts or important thoughts will come when we chant. And the mind will tell no, afterwards you will never get thought, because you are chanting you are getting this thought. So mind will uh, make us very restless while doing chanting. So that's why we have to know, if a Lord is giving me this thought while chanting, if I focus on my chanting, then afterwards Lord will surely will give you give me the more important and nice thoughts. So just mind is making a game with us, and he fools us. So better mind should be in control. Even Krishna is telling, Arjuna is telling, Chanchalahi mana Krishna pramadi balabhadram. And mind is like a restless, like the balwan, and I can control the wind, the flowing wind. I can control. Arjuna was saying, but it is very difficult to control the mind. And Krishna is telling after that, Asamshayam Mahabahu. Yes, Krishna is telling Arjuna, yes, you are right. It is never a easy task. Yes, it's a difficult, but it is not impossible. Krishna is telling Asamshayam Mahabahu. Um, Manor Digram yes, it is not possible to abhyasena to kaunteya vairagyena cha kurute. But it is possible by practice and detachment. So to control the mind, it is possible, but we need to follow the Bhagavad Gita principles, and then we can control. Because Krishna is telling, I am the mind. I am the mind in the Bhagavad Gita here 10.22. Krishna is telling, among all the senses, I am the mind. And Krishna in the Bhagavad Gita, what he wants? He doesn't want our money and all. He want what? Our mind. Because man manabo mad bhakto madhyaji mam namaskuru. What Krishna is telling, you give your mind. Sarva dharman parityajya mam ekam sharanam. So Krishna is telling that you surrender everything unto me. Leave everything and surrender to me. So Krishna is saying, give your mind to me. And Krishna is telling here, among all the senses, I am the mind. Krishna is telling what he is only. So here about the Indriyanam Manashasmi. And in the last part, Krishna is telling, Bhutanam Asmi Chetana. Bhutanam Asmi Chetana. Bhutanam means of all the living entities, I am the living force. Here we can understand the science of soul. The very important shloka for explaining the science of soul, because Krishna is telling that I am the consciousness or living force in the every living entity. We can understand if the living entity is living, means if he is not dead. Living means not dead. So living means there is a soul present, and if the soul is not present, then there is that living entity is not living entity. It's a dead entity. So dead body is without a soul. How it is without a soul? We can understand this because Dead body is, if we say that body is different and soul is different. Soul is inside the body, and this soul, how we can understand? Some people say that no, soul doesn't exist, only we are exist. We means we are what? I am the soul. I am not. That is the basic concept in the ISKCON, International Society of Krishna Consciousness, Prabhupada is given. And Prabhupada, all the Prabhupada books, in the second chapter of Bhagavad-gītā only, Sankhya Yoga, Krishna is telling about the science of soul started. Dehi nosmini yata dehe, then many shlokas. And that soul is there. Means if a dead body is there, and if suppose, to explain the science of soul, if the dead body is there, and we say that, oh no, it's gone, he has gone, but that body is in front, then who is gone? The gone part, that is the soul, has gone out of the body. And even if we say this is my hand, I say this is my hand, I don't say that this is me, a hand is me, I don't say like that. This is my hand, my means, this is my means my, I am something different than this hand. So that explains, that itself explains that there is a soul who is residing in ourselves, that, and that soul is different than this body, and this body is a car, the soul is a driver in this car, and the body needs food for driving. Like that, soul who is a driver, he also needs a food, and that food, soul's food, that is the bhakti. When we do the bhakti, then soul gets contact with the super soul, and he gets connect with the supreme lord, then he will be happy. People are feeling, or they want happiness in this world, but they don't know how to get the happiness. Happiness will be get People will be getting happiness only by satisfaction of the soul. So unless you get the satisfaction from what you are doing, you will never be happy. How you will get the satisfaction means you are pleasing something, pleasing someone, and you are pleasing someone means you are pleasing the soul, and soul is pleased, then it gets connected with the super soul. Pleasing means in the sense that you are doing some service, in that context I am saying. And uh, yeah, so Krishna is saying here that among the all the living entities, I am the living force. Now this living force is nothing but a consciousness, and it's a, as the soul is there, the symptom of soul is consciousness. Symptom means what? If if the soul is there, then consciousness should be present, because if soul is not there, then consciousness will never be present. How we can understand this? By the same example of dead body. If you pinch a dead body, it will never react. Dead body will be cool, everything will be like a deteriorating. So therefore in our culture, we in few hours we put it to the funeral. And um, if someone is coming and all, we will keep it in a fridge so that the body will not deteriorate fast, so, to reduce the rate of deterioration. So that dead body, if we pinch, it will never react. But if you pinch a living entity, living body, then it will react. So it will immediately react. So that is the consciousness. Soul is present in the body, that's why it is reacting. That is the symptom of soul, is the consciousness. So, and Krishna is saying, and all the living entity, what? I am the consciousness. Means in every living entity, Krishna is there as a consciousness. So we should understand and we should respect that consciousness of every living entity. Therefore, when we see every living entity, we should not hesitate, or we should not have enmity with anyone, because in everyone, those who are living entity, they have a consciousness, and that consciousness is Krishna. So if we have any enmity with anyone, then we have enmity with the Krishna, because that Chetna is there, that consciousness is there, and that consciousness is Lord. So in this Vibhuti Yoga, Krishna is telling, I am this, I am that. Why it is like that? Because when we understand this, that among this Krishna is this one. So when we come across this, any of this, like when we understand about our own mind, and when we, then we will respect our mind, because we will feel that yes, it is Krishna. Then when we understand, or when we interact with the people outside, the in the outside world, we will understand that they have a consciousness, and that consciousness is nothing but a Lord. I have read in the Bhagavad-gītā 10.22, Bhutamanam asmi chetana. Among the all the living entities, I am the living force. So living force is Krishna, and we will respect that living entity, because Krishna is there. Krishna is the supreme personality of Godhead. So in the translation, Prabhupada is saying, of the Vedas, I am the Samaveda. Of the demigods, I am Indra, the king of heaven. Of the senses, I am the mind. And in the living beings, I am the living force, consciousness. Purport by His Divine Grace, Sri Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. We'll see the purport now. The difference between matter and spirit is that matter has no consciousness like the living entity. Yeah, same we see. Matter means dead, and spirit is like a living. Um, so spirit is having a consciousness, and matter doesn't have a consciousness like the living entity. Therefore, this consciousness is the supreme and eternal. Consciousness cannot be produced by a combination of matter. So consciousness is not a combination of matter. It's a symptom of soul existing. Um, Even how then consciousness will be produced in the living entity? How it is possible? While we know the process of like the when we born, how the process is, we know that when a semen come from the father, that semen has a living force, or a bija, that combines with the ovum of the mother, and then embryo will be formed in the uh, mother's womb, and then that soul part which is there in the semen, it get interact with the ovum, and then that soul will be fructify in the womb of the mother, and then the person will be born, and that soul which is present in the embryo in the womb of the mother, that soul will give the consciousness to that person, because symptom of soul exists means consciousness should be there. Without consciousness, soul never exists. The body is deteriorating, then soul leaves that body, and then the consciousness also gone. So it's like consciousness cannot be produced by a combination of matter. It's a symptom of soul. Yes. So we have seen this in this shloka, the details. We will recite once again, and we'll see the conclusion part. Vedanam samavedosmi devanam asmi vasava indriyanam manashasmi bhutanam asmi chetana. Of the Vedas, I am the Samaveda. Of the demigods, I am the Indra, the king of heaven. Of the senses, I am the mind. And in the living beings, I am the living force, that is consciousness. So, the main important takeaway point in this shloka is, when we come across these situations in our day to day life, we should remember Krishna, because this Vibhuti Yoga is nothing but Lord is saying, I am the uh, I am this, I am that in among the all the this, because Lord is saying that you respect, or you see me everywhere. You see me everywhere in everything. Because Krishna is also saying, I am the test in a water, Rasosmi Apsukante. So when we drink a water, we should remember, oh, this test which I am getting, because of that I satisfy my thirst. That is the test of water is nothing but a Krishna. So Krishna is saying so many things among from 19 to 42. Many things has been told in each shloka 4. So many things has told, because among the Vibhuti Yoga we should understand Krishna. Once Gaur Gopal Prabhu was telling in his class that we should, when we come to the temple, we see the Lord, and when we come to the temple, we see the Lord, then we can remember the Lord, because we see the Lord form in the deity form, and we appreciate that deity form is there. Oh, Lord is Shadaishwarya Purna. He has nicely dressed by the pujari, and even any deities like Krishna is there, or Radharani is there, or Gaurita is there, or Ram Lakshman Sita Hanumanji is there, or Jagannath Baldev Subhadra is. We see the deity of the Lord and we remember the Lord. We remember the pastime of the Lord. We remember the. So it is very easy to remember the Lord in the temple atmosphere. But we should know the Bhagavad Gita. We should know this Vibhuti Yoga, so that when we are outside, when we are in outside world, we should remember the Lord. In temple, we can't stay completely. We are not renunciate so much so that we can stay in temple full day. We are staying in temple for 1-2 hours. We go to temple once in a week or once in a month, whatever. But every day, how we can remember the Lord? So this is Vibhuti Yoga. Vibhuti Yoga means we should remember the Lord every day, every moment. Because in this day-to-day activities, we come across all these parameters, all these day-to-day life. We drink water every day. Only on the Nirjala Ekadashi we don't drink water, but we remember the water more on the Nirjala Ekadashi. So when we remember the water, we remember ultimately the Supreme Lord, because the test in water is Supreme Lord. So in Vibhuti Yoga, in the material world, when we come across the material world, because more time we are interacting with the material world. Temple is a spiritual world. We are not there for more time. So when we come across the material world more in our day-to-day life, so we should remember the Lord more by reading this Vibhuti Yoga, by understanding, by remembering this Vibhuti Yoga. Means when we come across in every person, we should understand the living force in that person is Krishna. So when we do this, then automatically our bhakti will increase, our remembrance of the Lord, smaranam will increase. And that is a part of Navida Bhakti, we are doing the bhakti. So it's very simple. Prabhupada always used to say that doing bhakti is very simple, that you will miss it. And we miss these points. So we should understand the Bhagavad Gita in depth, so that every point, every time we should remember the Lord, and we never leave a chance to remember the Lord. So in this way, we'll stop here today. Thank you very much, all the devotees. It's very important shloka, and we will practice, or we will pray for everyone, so that every one of us will remember the Lord by seeing the consciousness in every living entity, or any Vibhuti Yoga, Vibhuti opulences of the Lord. Okay. So thank you very much. Hare Krishna. And
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna,
Pranam
Prabhu.
to
Hare
everybody.
Krishna,
Hare
Prabhu.
Krishna
Dandavat
Prabhuji,
pranams.
Dandavat
Thank you very
pranam.
much. Thank you very
Hare
much,
Krishna Prabhu,
devotees.
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Prabhuji,
Pranam.
Dandavat pranam.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.